Ladies and gentlemen of the press, members of the Anambra State Football Association Caretaker Committee here present, I thank you all for joining us. It's been about 10 days since we were given the mandate to take care of football affairs in Anambra State, as well as work with the existing electoral committee to come up with a framework for a new election that would bring credible board members into the board of the Anambra State Football Association to run the affairs for the next 4 years. If you remember, during the inauguration, we told you we're here to work. At the same time, we said we will give you weekly updates. Now, they may not always be live updates, but we figured it would be beneficial to the people of Anambra to have a live update on our reports. We started off working for the people of Anambra State and for football. So if you would permit me, I would like to share some of the things we've been able to do in the last 10 days. Let me start with stakeholders. We were able, and I say stakeholders because without stakeholders, we cannot achieve anything, no matter the wonderful ideas we have. And as promised during the inauguration, we want to open up football administration, football management, football development, football promotion to anybody who is willing and interested in joining. We promise to run an all-inclusive operation. And to do that, we hosted the first ever in the history of the state Club Owners Summit, where we invited all the club owners in Anambra State and said, come, we're here for you. You have invested in football in the state, you have continued to invest, and we're here to work with you so that we can elevate Anambra football. And they were really happy. At that same summit, we told them it's not just about a conversation, that we will provide a dedicated desk at the FA office for club owners, where all club owners' affairs will be run. We also assured them the conference room where we sit in today can also be used by the club owners for all club owners' affairs. So we're grateful to our club owners. We will also be reaching out in the next couple of weeks to our coaches, to our referees. Now, for our sports writers who are here with us today, we also reached out and said a lot of these sports writers have committed their lives, risked their safety and their comfort to make sure that not just football, but sports in Nigeria, which is a channel for youth and social development, does not die. They speak truth to power when it needs to be done. They showcase talents, the so-called diamonds in the rough. And we have engaged them and communicated with them and say, in the new day of football in Anambra State, nothing can be achieved without collaboration of our esteemed members of Sports Writers Association Anambra State Chapter, who come with them decades of history of sports development, not just in Anambra State, but in Nigeria. As promised, we said we will take my Anambra football campaign to the grassroots, from the top of the pyramid to the last mile. And that we have done. I would like to say in the past couple of days, we've visited a lot of people and said, my Anambra football, it's about a message. It's about a brand of Anambra football. It's about getting our people to know about our local clubs, know about our local players, build a football economy in the state that helps liberate a lot of families, a lot of young kids, and helps contribute economically to the state. States and countries all over the world who make money from football did not just wake up one day and start making money from football. They supported their own brand. They promoted their own brand. They provided infrastructure. They provided technical partners and technical development opportunities. But most of all, they cared for their clubs and their players. And I want to assure you that is the type of FA you have in Anambra State today. And I can proudly say today we have a few notable sons and daughters of Anambra State who are ambassadors of my Anambra football as well. The biggest of them all, the chief fan, the chief ambassador, is the governor of the state, who we paid a courtesy visit to and who was assured that this new day of football in Anambra State would be one to reckon with world over. We also paid a courtesy visit to the 7th Assembly, the Anambra State House of Assembly, where the Speaker and the members of the House Committee on Sports assured that they will provide all legislative support to make sure that whatever development we bring to Anambra State football, infrastructure development, human development, partnership development, that they will support and provide that support happily and willingly. We have also visited a few other members of the community. Ndi. You cannot say you're going to the grassroots without Ndi, without our PGs, without our women leaders, without our church leaders. One of them is a very good friend of ours, a very good friend of football, a very good friend of sports, and a very good friend of youth development. Igwe Oranu Chris Chidume, Ezanuku of Omo, who has said he will support, from infrastructure to human capital development, anything related to football, not just in his community of Omo, but his entire local government of Ayamelum. We also have corporate partners, our friends from Westgate Technologies. We have other partners from Consumer Logistics, distributors for Procter & Gamble. We have Spine Communications. We have also football clubs who have said they will put up billboards across the state in support of my Anambra football. And those billboards are going up as we speak. We have Odala FC, you have Aspire FC, and I can tell you confidently I've also received calls about Ndi Anambra who were planning on setting up football clubs in Lagos and Abuja, and they've assured me they're bringing it down here to Anambra. And even before setting up their clubs, they have promised to set up billboards across the state supporting my Anambra football. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, my dear committee, the list goes on and on. But what I want to assure you is that we will continue to work in the best interests of Anambra.
Basically, the beach soccer, it's pretty much new in Anambra State, but not entirely in Nigeria as a country. So when this caretaker committee took off, they made it clear what they wanted to achieve, because there's a lot of work to do. And in doing so, they understood that they have to leave imprints for the incoming chairmanship after an election is conducted. And the committee also made it clear that there's going to be a paradigm shift as far as how sports is being run in Anambra State. And this brought about introducing novel sports that are, novel to Anambra State. Beach soccer has been existent in other states, but Anambra has been in the doldrums as far as beach soccer. So what we are leveraging now is purely on the existing rules and regulation and procedures that has been set by the NFF, which also supervises beach soccer all over the country. So for Anambra State, we're coming with a robust approach that is going to capture and also improve the social and economic indices of the Anambra. Beach soccer is an invasive game that it's so thrilling. People know more about football, but the level of acceptance of beach soccer when you get to know about it is something that you cannot even overemphasize on it. So for what we're doing in Anambra State as far as beach soccer development, right now it's going to be more of advocacy, that which is already started. We're been to a lot of places to identify spots and locations where that will be suitable to kickstart this program. And we've been getting very good positive vibes as far as the places we visited and individuals and organizations that we've talked to about it. So Anambra Beach Soccer has come to stay. It's going to be taken to the next level to be very competitive as far as matching up to the standard that the NFF has set, even up to the FIFA standard, and also compete with states that are already rooted in that area of sport. So for Anambra, we're ready for it. The committee has set out a roadmap that we'll all follow and get a desirable result. So in the coming weeks or in the coming days, we'll be churning out more ideas, we'll be brainstorming on the way forward. But right now, our major priority now is advocacy and identifying spots and location, and also get the people's buy-in, because a whole lot of on the side sports go when it comes to beach. We call it beach soccer, but it's similar to what we call the five-a-side here, and a lot of that happens in the nooks and crannies of the city. Even most market organizations, they organize this form of sports, and it's really thrilling. And so this is going to improve the indices, the social and economic indices, because what this committee is trying to do is to see how football, not just beach soccer, football in its entirety will, penetrate and, produce economic boost for the people that are involved, both the club owners, both the participants itself, and everybody that has anything to do with sports. This is what this committee is all about. And beach soccer, it's geared towards providing that platform. So we have a lot of partners that are ready to jump on board with us as far as we roll out our programs. So for now, that's all we have going on, and like I said, subsequently we'll be rolling out more information as far as how far we've gone. Thank you.
And we're happy to push this agenda forward. And hopefully in the next couple of years, or soon enough, I want to say a couple of years, soon enough, there will be Juventus Academy Anambra in its own. and we can all be happy that football development in this country, in this state in particular, is on the standard, the international standard that we know and we are used to. I want to bring that here. We don't want to do things just because we want to do them. We want to do things and we want to do them right. And that is why we are here. We want to support in coach education. I think Italian coaches have a reputation for being tactical, for being successful. But that is not to say that they are better than Nigerian coaches. No. We don't want to bring our own coaches just from there and just say, and dump them. No. We want to train our own coaches in this country. We want to train our own coaches in this state to be as good, and maybe one day, and hopefully I believe one day, that we can say Nigerian coaches are as best as well. We can't do this by ourselves. We can't just knock on everybody's door and say we want to do this. No. We need the support and partnership of true visionaries and true sport enthusiasts that love football and are willing to do what it takes to develop football in the state.
I am willing to work with Anambra State to make sure that we get another Maureen Madu in Anambra State. To also make sure that anytime we stand out to say there is a Premier League in Nigeria, Anambra State should be reckoned with. And I am not happy because since I finished playing in Anambra State, we have not produced somebody like me, and Anambra State is lacking behind in terms of women football. In the Premier League, they are not in the Premier League. They are not in the Division 1 or so. So I am so happy when I heard and I saw it on a lot of newspapers that Anambra State is coming up with a football team, male and female. I must say thank you to the governor of Anambra State. I must say thank you also for the Caretaker Committee of Anambra State.
The desire and the passion for football development to come in, because I know if the government sets up one for male, one for female, here in Anambra State we'll have people who can set up 10 more, and we will dominate Nigeria football. So I'm calling all of them, and I'm telling my fellow citizens of Anambra State, football would do well for us if created by us, promoted by us, and protected by us. So what I'm saying in essence is, let us not say it is the governor's job to do this. Let us say, Nefa ba Anambra nkem and na footballer bukwa nkem. That is the only mindset that can allow us to drive through and sustainable development in football in Anambra State. From my Anambra football subcommittees to a subcommittee responsible for LFC development, so development of infrastructure, identification of coaches, players at our local government levels. We have committees responsible for partnership networks. We're setting up 100-man My Anambra State Football Stakeholders Forum. With these committees, ladies and gentlemen, whoever comes in next, we hope will continue to work with them. We'll continue to tap into their knowledge, their ideas, their resources, their network to make sure that Anambra football becomes number one. Thank you.
I can see a future in Anambra State in terms of football. Like I must say a very big thank you to the governor of Anambra State for coming up with a good initiative that he says that he wants to bring in female football and male football in Anambra State. It has come to stay.